aka Clarence Tampa the third. The section coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fast money review. What we know, so let's go. Yo, what up? So, DJU just might shock you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I believe that. I do, y'all. I believe that. You know what I mean? But hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, all that good stuff, man. Help the channel grow, man. Help your boy get out there in the algorithm, man. Um, get my shit up for me, man. Y'all hear me? Get it up, get it up, get it up. So look, now we just gonna take a look at a couple quarterbacks that are not looked at to be top picks, but I do think that some of these quarterbacks may move up on some people's boards. These are all quarterbacks I think need to come in and sit for some time. These are not quarterbacks that I think that come into the NFL and immediately start and make a difference to your franchise. No, I don't think so. But these are all quarterbacks I think have the size and that the mobility are mobile enough to play quarterback in the NFL, and they might shock you. Now I'm gonna give y'all 5 names, right? So let's start. No other. Let's get it popping, right? Let's go. So first, I'm gonna start off with DJU, right? We know. Look, y'all. We know DJU is not the fan favorite in no way, shape, or form, y'all. Like the dude, he has struggled, and in some ways, y'all. Like years after year after year, DJU has struggled tremendously. We know this. We all know this, right? And it's not probably gonna be on anybody's big board base, especially based off of what he did last year. He had 37 carries for -8 yards. It was by far his worst season ever in college football. Period. Was last season, but just bear with me. Bear with me. In his career in college, he's thrown for 9,384 yards. He's right around 60% for a completion percentage, just below that, 58.5. 61 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. He's been sacked 69 times in his college career. As you can see, this is career stats in college, right? He was coming out, he was supposed to be promising to do some things. I think he's a guy who has to go into the system now. By him playing so many years in college, they assumed that DJU did not need more development, right? And at some point, they got tired of him in Clemson, right? By far, 2022 and 2023 was his best seasons, right? By far. 2022 with Clemson, as you can see, he threw for 2,521 yards. Had 22 touchdowns, 7 interceptions that year. And he was sacked 22 times while doing that at Clemson. So he's no stranger to, and he had a 62% completion percentage that entire season, by the way, with Dabo Swinney. And he also, not only that, but he's also rushed. He had 142 carries for 545 yards, 7 touchdowns on the ground, out quarterback. Now, that was 2022, right? 2023, with Oregon State, first year and only year at Oregon State. He threw for 2,638 yards, 21 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Like I said in the previous video about my Steelers and about the draft and where I think we should go, so forth and so on. He played pretty well. Now, also in 2023, he rushed for only 219 yards. Had big Damian Martinez to hand the ball off to, which was a plus. Had 6 touchdowns on the ground. Florida State was by far his worst year, by far. But I look at the way that he wants to throw the ball. He's not seeing the field. He's not whatever. I think he's a guy that got to come in, and everybody has things to work on. Whether they're going to be a first round pick, they're going to start them right away to let them learn on the field, or they're going to learn as becoming a backup and then going into the starting role. These are all guys I think that need time behind somebody. I think all the rookie quarterbacks should do that. Whether they're getting a first round pick or not, give them some time before you just throw them out there into the fire of the NFL. Let them, kind of ease their way in. Anyhow, these are quarterbacks I think that are going to surprise you. I think so, right? Because I'm different. That's what I do. But I think DJU, he has the size. He's mobile enough. He's definitely big enough. Definitely strong enough to take it, to take hits. I'm scared, pause on that because that's crazy. But I think, 6'4", 252 pounds, quarterback, you can't go wrong with a guy like that. You just can't. You can't. You know what I mean? Give him some time. Let him develop. And see what you get out of him. Because now he's around all professionals. When he had a guy to throw to, like in 2022 and 23, when he had guys that he can get the ball to, and in 20 and 21, you can say he was still young. He was still learning some things, right? It's no excuse for last year. I think last year, but who did he? You can say, oh, well, he had this guy to throw to last year. I didn't know nothing about them receivers. I just didn't know. I didn't know. You know what I mean? He didn't have he didn't have Keon Coleman the year before. You know what I mean? Or the other guys when they were, undefeated. He didn't have those guys at Florida State. He just didn't. But when he had Jack Veal at Oregon State, I've seen that season. Pretty good. Pretty good season from DJU, right? The throws that he tries to make in college or Darren, I think those are for professional receivers. I think he can make all the throws. His receivers, they were off. I think he knows how to read, and it was making him look pretty bad at times because he's throwing deep in an option route where his receiver wants to turn it into the comeback or the post, or and it kind of made him look bad, and he just was like his chemistry's off with these guys, and I think he got really frustrated last season. I'm not trying to give him no excuses because I'm hard on him, you know what I mean? Hell, I was calling him DJ Ugly Game for a minute, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm not trying to give him any excuses or anything, but this is a guy that I think can pan out in the NFL nonetheless. It's one of my guys, DJU. Yes, DJU is one of them guys. I think so. Another one of those guys I think that'll pan out in the NFL, right? And I don't know if he's gonna come out. I think he should be coming out this year for I mean, he got 5 years in. None other than Will Howard, right? Will Howard. Will Howard, I know he played for Ohio State. Phenomenal season, right? I think he's having a good season. 6'4", 235 pounds. He's from Downingtown, PA. PA guy. He's playing up north right now. I think if we go quarterback, and I think we have to, it's a guy we might be wanting to look at. And not only that, but he's thrown this year. He's thrown for the most yards he's ever had. Once you given him and put him in a system to where he could thrive with his receivers, Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Mbuka. This is by far his best season. He has gotten better every single season. He has progressed. In the last 3 seasons, he has progressed, nonetheless. In the last 3. And we see it right here. 2022, he's he threw for 1,633 yards, had a completion 60% completion percentage, 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Smart guy, takes care of the ball, makes the right reads, can make throws, all the throws. Um, Nice, good arm. 2023, those for 2,643 yards, 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and it had a 61 completion percentage, so over 60%, just about 60. Um, yes, at 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions in 2023 with the Kansas State Wildcats. That's all he ever played for. Goes up to Ohio State this year. Still in the playoffs, may win the national championship. And is not looked at as being the top quarterback to come off the board, but is about to win or had the chance to win a national championship, right? Um, he's got 3,779 yards, 33 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. And it's crazy because if this team wins this game, they're going to win it because, he played good, right? But he's not the first quarterback to come off the board. Anyway, it's a good quarterback, and nobody's really talking about him coming out in the first round or being a first round pick, which is good, especially for a team like us. We don't have to reach for him, but these guys will be there, I think. And he's mobile. He's a mobile quarterback. He can absolutely run it. 2022, he had 35 carries. He only had 22 yards. He had 3 rushing touchdowns. 2023, 81 carries, 351 yards, 9 touchdowns. This year, with the Buckeyes, 89 carries, 169 yards, 7 touchdowns on the ground. He can get it done on the ground. Will Howard can get it done on the ground. No, he's not the fastest guy. He's not super athletic at quarterback, but he's athletic enough. And you need a quarterback who can outrun a defensive lineman and, you know what I'm saying, and scoot it up in the end zone, got the power to got it. And I think he got it. Got the size. What is he? Once again, 6'4", 235 pounds. Nice linebacker at quarterback. I like it. I like it. I like it. And I think he's one of the guys that are pan out. Moving on to the next guy. That's right. Seth Hannigan. I don't know if he's coming out this year or not. He is a senior. He could come back, I guess, from one more year and get that COVID year like how everybody else got. He came in after 2020, so I don't know if they'll give him that extra year or not, but I think he still might have it. 6'3", 215 pounds, Texas guy. Seth Hannigan is. Listen, he's done. I mean, Memphis, they got a air raid type of offense. So I mean, he's thrown for over 3,000 every year. He has 14,278 career passing yards. His completion percentage is like 65%. He has 104 touchdowns in his career, 31 interceptions. I mean, you look at 2023, he had 32 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Just this past season, he had 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and he thrown for 3,502 yards. The kid can get it done, man. You talk about somebody who's a sleeper out there. Yes, he is. And nonetheless, he can move enough. He can move enough. No, he's not the fast, but he can move enough. And that's what you need. You need a guy that can move. Can you outrun a defensive lineman if you need to? Can you get it? Can you put the move on? Yes, I think Seth Hannigan can. 6'3". I think he's one of the on the lighter end, but 6'3", 215. But which means he's in incredible shape. Listen, I think he'll be all right. I think he could be all right. I think so. I think so. Get him in the system. Sit him behind somebody like all these guys. Some of them may be longer than others, but Stefanigans, another one of those guys out there, man. Another one of those guys. And just this past, just look, in 2023, I think one of his best year. Yeah, his best year. He threw for 3,883 yards. Like I said, 32 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 94 carries, 274 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Just this past year, he had 80 carries, 190 yards, and a touchdown. It's because they had tape on him and they had to respect Safanigan as a runner, believe it or not. They had to. You had to respect him as a runner. And he was getting the job done. Check him out. Memphis Tigers. It's another one of those guys. This next one, I know DJU. I'm already getting pushback for DJU and a couple other guys, but I know I'm gonna get pushback on this. And I know guys are like, "What are you doing, Trick? And what are you doing?" Which I know how I do it, and I'm talking and I'm explaining through right. And I know I'm giving y'all the stats, and I'll talk about their football acumen a little bit after I'm done. KJ Jefferson, man. KJ Jefferson, UCF. 6'3", 247, big guy, man. That can move. Big guy that can move. And that is strong. Man. Listen, he spent way too many years in college. He gotta come out this year. It was a 6-year grad student last year. Coming out this year. He spent some time in the SEC, a lot of time in the SEC playing ball since 2021. I would say he had his first starting season, and with Arkansas, nonetheless, he played against some high level competition and was able to get some night to keep some pretty good stats. In 2021, he had 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He threw for 2,676 yards. In 2022, he had 2,648 yards, 24 touchdowns, 5 interceptions with Arkansas. In 2023, he had and 2,107 yards, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And every last one of those years, he almost had a completion percentage of 70%, almost 70%. In 2021, he was completing 67% of his passes. 2022, 68% of his passes. 2023, 64%. And with UCF this year, which I think was like more of a heavier run team, read out RPO type of system, one of his worst years. The worst year. Still almost completed almost 60% of his passes, 59.3, no receivers, maybe one, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I mean, he only threw the ball 108 times with UCF. That's it. So yeah, every pass he threw was a first down. You could pretty much say that's easy to give up, right? Pretty much. His total career percentage, he's a 65% type of guy. 8,935 yards on his career, 74 touchdowns, 22 interceptions. It's sacked 114 times. So he's no, he's no, you know what I mean? He's battle tested. He's been sacked enough, tough enough to get back up, and he can move. 2021, he with Arkansas, he had 664 carries, 6 touchdowns. 664 yards and 6 touchdowns. In 2022, he had 640 yards and 9 touchdowns. 2023, 447 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just this past year with UCF, he had 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. So for his career in college as a quarterback, he's had 2,069 yards and 23 touchdowns. Definitely a dual threat. Say what you want about him in college. I think you put him around some pros. Um, Sit him behind like somebody for a year. Give him a year. Give him a year, maybe two. Don't rush this guy. Boy, he got the potential. Boy, he got the potential. I'm feeling Dante Culpepper better. You know what I'm saying? Give him some time. Give him some time, man. I think he's one of those guys, man. A gem like QB to snatch up. I think we got to get a mobile guy. We have to get a mobile guy in Pittsburgh. Another one. Last but not least, yeah, I know we get a lot of pushback on him, but Donovan Smith, 6'5", 235 pounds out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, I know QBR 49, 42. Trucking, you're tripping. Am I tripping again? Or am I just, you know what I mean? Just thinking outside of the box. Not thinking what everybody wants to say and or what everybody wants to go along with. Yeah, I'm gonna go along with what everybody want to say. I want to say the coolest things to make you agree with everything I'm saying. Just think different for a minute. Think outside the box for different. What some quarterbacks who may not pan out. These guys may not pan out. I don't know. I'm not a Cleo in sports, but look, I'll talk about it afterwards. But Donovan Smith, right? A first career 60 completing 65% of his passes. He's thrown for 6,354 yards. He's had 45 touchdowns, 31 interceptions, which is his problem. Throwing interceptions is his problem. Giving his receivers chances, believing in his receivers, and giving them a chance to go for the ball. Maybe misplacing the ball, but you can't say his problem with accuracy because he has that. He's definitely has an arm and it's accurate. Um, and he's not the fastest guy, but he's mobile. He's mobile enough. He can get mobile. I think 2023 was one of his. I think that might have been his best year. That might have been his best year with Houston. He was at Texas Tech. He spent some time with Texas Tech before going to Houston, but I think 2023 was his best year. Um, he threw for 2,801 yards that year, 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and he had 138 attempts to run the ball, 428 yards, and 6 rushing touchdowns. Through his career, he had 839 rushing yards, 19 touchdowns. It's pretty damn. The guy is pretty athletic, right? But he's not a run first type of guy, but he can scoot on you. He can and will scoot on you. He's a tall guy, right? 6'5", 235 pounds. And he's every bit of 6'5". And these are, once again, I put the disclaimer out. These are guys that gotta come in, give these guys time. But these are guys I think that could pan out, and I think these are some of gems at quarterback that you could possibly get late in the draft. I do think you can get some of these guys late, man. I honestly do. Um, I look at these quarterbacks and I say, think outside the box, think different. Let's not always go with the popular thing. It's because I know as a sports commentator, I have to stick with the popular sports topics and talk about that. But sometimes I like to be different, man. Start something new. Not go with the trend. Let's try to set one for a change. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's going to be different. Oh, these quarterbacks, they're not going to do a truck, and they're not, and they probably won't, and they probably won't. Some of these quarterbacks probably won't pan out. That does not mean that I cannot and should not make a video explaining quarterbacks or talking about quarterbacks that's possibly going into the NFL that can pan out in the NFL, because these guys are some of the guys that did not have those big flashy college quarterbacks years where, oh my god, these guys, you know what I mean? Like Will Howard really got the spotlight put on him this year. I thought Will Howard was decent at Kansas State, but him going up to Ohio State, I think definitely helped his draft stock. I think his draft stock will rise. Um, how can you not look at a quarterback who is in a national championship, right? Leonard also, and about to win it, and he had his best season. He's been getting better every year, which means that Will Howard wants to get better. I think Will Howard probably is the top sleeper in this year's draft by quarterback position by far. So if I had to put them, ranking number 1 through 5, the most underrated quarterback on my list out of these guys has to be Will Howard, hands down. Hands down, there's no way Will Howard should not be talking about being one of those top 10 picks, especially about what he does and the situations he's been put in, knowing that he's in the big games and he knows how to play in those big games. All right. Um, Looking at Seth Hannigan, number 2. I would have to put Seth Hannigan number 2. Experienced, can get it done. Winning guy, can get it done. All right. And then number 3, I would have to say KJ Jefferson, right? KJ Jefferson, been in the SEC, and these are all guys who can throw the ball, Donovan Smith number 4, and then DJU at number 5. But I mean, so DJU, it's just the way that they want to try the throws they try to make. You know what I mean? The daring they take, like that's NFL type of thinking. Sometimes you get so far ahead of your time. You know what I mean? Like, it's not time for you to be trying to make these throws. You have to play a certain way in college. And then now you have to get used to playing a certain way in the NFL. However, moving these type of guys to the NFL, now you can play different. And I think by far Will Howard is the most ready. Then I think, like I said, Seth Hannigan, then KD Jefferson, then Donovan Smith, and then DJU. But nonetheless, these are all guys that have the size, that are mobile, and I think that are good gems at quarterback in the draft that you have to look at. I'll be back with the running back one. I'll do a running back one for y'all. Um, Thanks for listening up. Appreciate y'all. Make sure I hit the like, subscribe button. Another one. Peace.